Eileo guys, and welcome back to yet another account review. For today's video, we have Fabian's account, which we'll be taking a look at. But before we start, go ahead and make sure you like this video if you like it, because I would definitely appreciate that very much. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. And in order for you to have an account review done, it's very important that if you're interested, that you hit up the description in the video, and it will have a link to the Discord where you can contact me or any of the other guys up there if I'm not on, and then we can come together in terms of time to figure out when we can do account review for you if you need help. But anyways, my boys, let's go ahead and get right into it. So Fabian, I've went ahead and gone through your account, and for the most part your gems seem perfectly fine. There was a lot of mons with like some flat gems or mons that needed crit rate, but they were on they had like a 3-star crit rate gem on them, so they only got like 30% crit rate from that. But I mean, that could be remedied just with better gems, which we can get for you, because that's why you asked for the account review. And I mean, I did see some mons with triple attack on them, which I believe you might just be supplementing right now, like your Dark Lucy. You're supplementing the lack of crit with triple attack, which is perfectly fine right now, but hopefully we can get you some crit rate gems for those hard-hitting dark mons so they can do some work and have you well off. But anyways, let's go over here and take a look at your golem team. So that was your golem B9 team. We can start with B9. Everything looks fine here except for your Wukong. I would take him out. I mean, he has defense down in Courageous Strike. Maybe he's the only one that you have at the moment that is viable there, but he just has that in Courageous Strike. Defense down could slow your run, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's not going to kill your run. But I would instead maybe trade him out with your Fire Indra. Yes, Fire Indra has Elemental Edge, but he's still a Fire Mon, so his damage should be quite okay. Trying to see if you have any other Fire Mons up in there. I mean, you don't have to switch him out if you don't want to use him. You do have Fire Draka. You get Fire Draka to level 60. Congratulations. B9 is done, and you have a wave clear for B10. He won't work there. What about Fire Merlin? Fire Merlin could work there as well. So you do have options. You could run Fire Merlin. You could run your Fire Indra just because he's level 60 right now. I would just recommend your Draka though, because there's no excuse of you having a Draka as to why you couldn't use him. And this right here brings up a great point too as well. If you want to do dragons, you can use the same team for dragons. I mean, I saw some of your mons on a set anyways that came from dragons, I believe, so you can do the same setup for dragons. In this case, this team is perfectly fine for dragons, especially with you having a healer like Cupid. If you want to switch out maybe Wild Fang and put in Fire Draka instead, then that works out just as fine, because Draka is just a god in pretty much all PvE content. So you can feel free to run with this team, or maybe switch out Wild Fang, because Succubus does do the defense down, which could be helpful, but you could trade out 1 of the 2 with Draka and basically do work in dragons. So that's nice that you have a B9 team and a dragons team. Let's go over here to B8. So B8, you do have a Mona. Indra's not really necessary. Neither is Water Siegfried. So you could run Mona. Who else you have here? You can run Mona, Valk. Doesn't really matter. Dark Snow White. You could throw in Sonic. Basically any mon that's going to clear them out in like a hit or two. Dark Fabian is always a good contender. You can use Dark Seedler especially. You have a Dark Mona, so it's actually, you can actually put that Dark Mona to use. Does she have a square slot? Forget that to pop up. She does have a square slot. Get her built up ASAP. Throw her into golems, and congratulations, you have a B8 team done. I mean, you could bring Draka here as well, but it really depends on who you want to level up. In my opinion, I would definitely run Mona in there. You can use Valk because you do have her, looks like at Evo 3 anyways. You can run Lucy in there for the time being. Get your Dark Mona built up ASAP, and then B8 should be a breeze for you. I mean, get a siphon set in the future if you can for either your dark Mona or maybe your water Mona, or maybe pick up another water Mona. Make sure they're fully booked up, but your B8 team should be pretty darn solid, so that's always great as well. And for dragons, the same thing can translate over there. You don't necessarily need dark types, but it doesn't hurt to bring them. Water Valk's fine, Mona's fine, and another maybe water attacker if you want, that does decent damage. And if you need a healer, you do have Light Hana. I mean, Light Hana is not a perfect, like, amazing healer, but she could work. Light Venus could work, but you do have Dark Cupid. So just run Dark Cupid. You're done, man. Just run Dark Cupid. That's all you need. You get another hard-hitting Mon, Water Mon at least, and congratulations. Here is your Water Dragon team as well. So that works out pretty nicely, man. You got a good choice of, well, not good choice, but a good look with your Mons. So for B7, you do have a Jean. You don't really need Woodpecker. I mean, you don't necessarily need her Wood Cherry, but it depends on your DPS. Let's see if you have any other hard hitters. Team like that should be perfectly fine. Hold on. Zubaji is a Sea Striker. She's a Sea Striker. So is Wood Merlin. What about Kana? I lied. Put Dark Mona in here. Yep, put Dark Mona in here. You can raise Rudolph up there as well, but I would just put Dark Mona. You have her already. There's no excuse as to why you can't use her. Just run Dark Mona in here. Congratulations. B7 is done. If you feel like you don't need the heals, which you probably won't, especially with Dark Mona booked up and at level 60, and at least on the intuition set, feel free to replace her with anyone else. You could throw in Rudolph in there. You don't have to use her, but your other guys are pretty much Sea Strikers, so damage wise they're not going to be that great. I do know P.A.K.A. has Unflinching Strike, but one's mileage may vary with that. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else though. I mean, Light Yuki could work, but if you want to keep the same elements, then this is a pretty safe team in terms of that aspect. If you don't want to do that, pop in Dark Sealer. Congratulations, it's over. B7 is done. The same thing for dragons. The Wood Dragon over here. Definitely keeping your Shiva. Jean has double Stalker, doesn't she? Where's she at? She has double Stalker. And if you could finish getting her on a Ruin set, that would be absolutely blessed. Absolutely blessed in terms of damage. But you can run her in there for now. If not, feel free to bring Dark Mona or, again, Seedler. And bring in Dark Cupid as your healer. And congratulations, you're pretty much done with dragons once again. As long as Dark Cupid can get his shield up and he doesn't die, which he shouldn't. Congratulations, dragons is over once again. Now for your B10 team. I did see Draka in there, so I'm going to go ahead and recommend you bringing Draka to B10 because you have him. There's no excuse, my boy, as to why you ain't using him. If you got him for a reason, because he just didn't come out the sky. So Fire Draka is going to be a wave clearer in here. You can also bring in your Dark Mona as a wave clearer, which I would highly suggest. And in terms of sappers, you do have one Wet Artemis over here. I did see, was it Wet Miho? Oh yeah, hold on. You have a Wood Banshee over here as well. So you can actually use your Wood Banshee in B7 if you want to replace maybe Wood Cherry, because she can get defense down off quite quickly. I don't know what Inkid is. Okay, he's another Sea Striker, so he's not going to help you there too much. You have a Light Succubus too? My gosh. You have everything on this account that anyone would ever want. But you could run Fire Draka in there. You shouldn't need Light Succubus. You should not need her. What else do you have hidden over here, man? So those two as your wave clearers. Artemis as a sapper. Anything else that I'm missing over here? And then you do have Water Yuki. I'm not a fan of Water Yuki, but you can feel free to use her. I'm just not a fan of her animation speed, but she does the same job as anyone else does. There's also Water Miho. And I believe Water Sea Star as well, but I still don't recommend her even if she's getting a super evolution. I still don't. Anyone else? Does not look like it. It does not look like it, my boy. So basically run 2 sappers. You don't have to use Wet Miho if you don't, but I would run 2 sappers and 2 wave clearers for right now and see how well they do. Just experiment with it. If everyone's dying, maybe drop Dark Mona and throw in your Dark Cupid instead. If everyone's going through it just fine, then just work on getting these mons to level 60, getting them booked up if you can, and getting optimal gems on them by farming the other golems until you can reach a point of where this is fairly stable at, and you should be well on your way, my dude. You have all kinds of mons that like your boy would love to have. And addressing dragons, especially for something like Dragons B10, you are going to need to get your Dark Nukers up, but we can take care of that on the other side. So that's pretty much it for my recommendations for the lower dragons and golems. Feel free to tweak this however you like. I'm not always right in certain situations. There's better mons that I might have missed, but that's pretty much my gist of the situation with these mons. And I think once you get golems down, you have plenty of mons for Colossus as well. So let me just go through your mon box and just give you a couple of notes of mons to work on and things like Colossus. Like, I like elements. I like to do it by elements, my boy. So if you're interested in Titans, you definitely have all kinds of Titan mons. You have 4 Fire Shinobis. You have, what, 2 Sun Wukongs. So you're covered in terms of Fire Titan, which you're also covered in terms of Wood Colossus as well. Even with 2 Shinobis, I don't know if you can, we might not be able to use the same mon twice. But even with 1 Shinobi and 1 Wukong, you should be well on your way of clearing out Wood Colossus. If you need help with that, feel free to message me on Discord or just search in the channel if you want. I have a Wood Colossus guide up. There's plenty of other dudes with Wood Colossus guides up. But even Shinobi, if you can get someone to debuff the Wood Colossus with defense down and have Shinobi just chunk away at his HP, or chip away at his HP, you should be fairly good. Indra works there too. His damage honestly isn't that amazing. You do have a fire, what's his name? Is it Shuwajing? Shawajing? You do have this fire dude. Fire Sha Wujing, I believe. You do have him as well with his exposed weakness and courageous strike. So you're pretty much set for Wood Colossus. It's just a matter of you building these mons up and investing into them. Draka doesn't have a square. Not the end of the world. Still, my boy, still use him. Still use him. If you can get him on a siphon set or even triple attack, still use him. It's very, very important you get him to level 60 because he's going to help you clear out a lot of the dragons actually. And of course B10, he's okay in PvP. I'm not saying he's amazing, but he's okay in PvP as well. Great mon for farming. Use him with your Dark Mona. Congratulations, your PvE in game has arrived. But definitely invest in your Fire Draka. If you want to do Colossus, you do have some of these mons raised already. Get shop there when you can and just use a guide or two and get your Wood Colossus team together. In terms of your water mons, finish booking up your Mona here because you're going to be using her in B8 and possibly you can use her in Dragons as well. You do have your Water Indra as a Sea Striker. 2 Bast. Okay, you have a Sparkit. So in terms of Titans with that, I've seen him using PvP quite a lot. In terms of Titans, not that many Water Sea Strikers at the moment, but that's okay. That's okay. You do. Oh yeah, you have Hades as well, and he works. He works. He does okay damage. In terms of Fire Colossus, I can't remember right off the top of my head. I don't normally do Fire Colossus because I'm lazy, but I'm sure that you're able to do it. I'm sure. Don't quote me on it, but I'm sure you'll be able to do it. In terms of Wood mons, you do have Wood Merlin, Wood Zubaji. 2 wood Garudas, 4 wood Garudas, 4 wood Garudas, and a wood Kana. So you have all kinds of mons once again for wood Titan. Tail is actually viable there as well, and you have a wood Thor. So you're pretty much set for wood Titans as well. I don't do water Colossus. Not wood Colossus, but water Titan. You're set for water Titan, and I don't do water Colossus. I believe he's a sap guy, so your mileage may vary with that, but in terms of Titans, you have plenty of wood mons, so that's always great. In terms of what to focus on, Wood Shiva's already there. So is your Wood Jean, John, whatever the heck you want to call her. If you want to use your Banshee in Golems, feel free to get her up to level 60 just to raise her damage up. I mean, you could always run another Shiva, but not necessary. And then your light mons, you do have a light Nike built. She's almost, what, 10k defense. Great mon for Titans. Overall healing. You do have a Dark Keep It, so he kind of nullifies all that. You got your light Yuki, light Wild Fang. You do have a light Radis. I would have recommended using him, but you need some other light mons in there as well. Light Succubus, always great to have. Get her to level 60 in Evo 3 whenever you can. She can help you very, very much in PvP, even though I'm not a PvP expert. We all know the truth. I'm not a PvP expert. Light Verde can be very, very annoying as well. So that's someone to keep in mind. The rest wouldn't worry too much about. Spark It could be fun, but in my opinion, you have a Light Yuki, so I would just use Light Yuki instead. In terms of your Dark Mons, fix your Dark Snow White when you can. It's not a big deal right now, but I would definitely level up your Dark Sealer if you want to use him. He's a pretty good mon to have up at level 60 because he's a good hard-hitting mon. Dark Mona needs to be priority number 1 or 2 besides Draka. Dark Gatito, he has a square slot. Farm some gems and try to put some to the side for him, either on Intuition or Ruin, because he's going to be a key component in future content, especially for something like Colossus. Having like Light Colossus or Dark Colossus even, having good nukers is very, very important for you if you want to get that done. So definitely get him up when you can. He's not priority number 1, but he should be on the list. And I think that's pretty much it, my boy. I think that's pretty much it. You can do Dark Misha as well, but I would just Dark Gatito, Dark Mona, Dark Sealer, Dark Luxie should be plenty. They should be plenty as your Dark Nukers. So you have a decent amount of Dark Nukers. You could bring in even Dark Lat. Is his damage going to be super duper amazing? I don't know, probably not, but it should be okay as well. Kiki's okay. Dark Fabian's okay as well. I'm not trying to promote the occult of Dark Fabian, but Dark Fabian's okay to use as well. But definitely focus on those mons. You could also build Light Mowgli for Dark Colossus as well, but I would just bring in my Dark Nukers and have at it. You have Draka, you have all of these other mons. You have freaking Light Succubus. So the sky's the limit for you in terms of PvP teams. I can't really give you too much advice on that because I'm not an expert at that myself. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask on the video, or maybe some other guys will leave a comment on the video of PvP teams that you can use, or on the Discord. And that's pretty much it for the account review. Fabian, great account, great pull of mons, even at you almost being level 50. And I'm very interested to see how well you perform in the next maybe 6 months. But until then, my boys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.